Alright, so what I've done now is kind of arranged the bedding, got it all kind of cleaned out. It's still pretty nasty. I got to change it today totally to clean bedding. But these two are the smallest two in the batch. I don't have anybody that's as much of a size difference small-wise than these do. So I'm letting them have a drink at the bar first, give them about 5 minutes or so, and then I'll start putting in everybody else. When it gets to be a feeding frenzy, you'll see a lot more movement towards that. These guys are settling down in the thing. I'm going to have to bring a crate up and I'll start putting them in a crate because obviously I'm not going to be able to keep them in the basket too much longer. They're working their way out, right? So that being the case. Alright, so I give them about 5-10 minutes and then I'll put all the other ones back. Get in there. So you're just concentrating on what's going on and paying attention. So that's one of the reasons I'm picking them up, to get them exposure of being petted and that kind of thing. I'm hearing my voice and all their development, but short and sweet, put them away, short and sweet, put them away. And then it allows me to be able to inspect the puppies, right? So we'll go from there. Now, if you notice something, when you see me doing these videos, you hear me yakking a lot. I'm analyzing everything. And so there was a while back, a year or two ago, maybe a year, that Caesar actually mentioned my name. And he said this guy hung around. He didn't understand why I hung around. What I was doing is observing his pack. I have a passion that's not many people have for what I do. I've been living in the back of kennels and started my trade with having such a want to go learn the profession. And it's been with me since I started as a baby, and I love it. And to this day, I still have that same passion. It's something that drives me, right? So Caesar mentioned my name. He says, yeah, there was a dog trainer, Mark, and he kind of struggled with the name and all that bullshit. He remembers me real well. We were almost hanging around together real heavy for 2-3 years. He knows who I am. And I just credit him to having good acting lessons. It's all good. But it is what it is. You know, our profession's real catty. A lot of jealousy, a lot of insecurities. I mean, the kids that come up, most of us don't have much of an education. This is why we go to something like this instead of going to college, you know. We do it because we love it and we want to have this as a part of our life, but at the same time, it's because of all those things, a lot of factors that add up to it. So when I'm doing this, back to my subject, it's the same reason I hung around Caesar. What I'm doing is I'm analyzing, I'm watching, I'm paying attention, I'm observing, and I'm learning and I'm growing the whole time. Right now I'm seeing a lot of the developmental aspects of things and seeing really getting down to when their eyes, ears, nose opens, then all of it. And I'm just tracking all of it and putting as much energy as I can to learn and grow as I go through this process. That's what makes me a little better than a lot of trainers out there, because I do put a lot of time into learning and growing, and it never ends. You know, you never think you know everything, because when you least expect it, someone's going to walk up and tell you something. You're going to go, whoa, right? It's always a better thing to have an open mind of what I call never stop learning and growing, right? I used to have a saying, and I'll say it now, and every now and then you'll hear people that have heard me say it again if they watch my videos for any length of time. I know everything, and I know nothing. And I know nothing before I know everything. And I hope I feel that way when I'm 85. And then when I was a kid, I think I used to say 85, and now I'm getting close to being older, and I think I need to raise it, 105. Let's just change that to 105. Because you never stop learning and growing, guys. And in this profession, it's so cool. There's always something new and coming on the thing, and there's always something more to learn, Nose work, search and rescue, rumble. I can't do it all, but I can touch these things as a learning experience and go through it, and having the attitude of it, always learning and growing. Never close your mind off. Never think you know everything, because you don't. When you least expect it, one of those things is when I've got a trainer out there that I know that basically started watching my videos, and he was copying my videos because they had the bells and whistles. They can do the editing and all that, and I'm not into that. So he would watch my videos, and then he would tailor it, and then he'd put the bells and whistles behind it with sound and music and all that, and he took off on Instagram or whatever it is. I think it's Instagram he's hanging out on. And now he's gotten very good. He doesn't need my chatter anymore. He doesn't need to kind of follow that, right? But when he first started, he was copying everything I did. And then he would redo it, and he'd make it all bells and whistles with everything. And his numbers took off through the roof, right? He was quasi-expert, nothing flat. But he was learning and growing. That's what we do. We learn and grow. One of the best ways to learn and grow is to teach, right? You're teaching other people what you know, and that gives you the ability to reaffirm it, to test those theories that you've got, to see if what you're saying is correct. I mean, and there's another jump up when you start getting to that point where he's out doing seminars and everything. I don't have disrespect for him, but I see this all the time. I've been around the industry for so many years that I've seen the evolution of people always. I'll get somebody that touches me and they think they know everything. That's the first thing that comes out. They think they know everything. They're acting like they're all that and then some. I had one guy that's out there now. He's a colleague. He knows who I'm talking about when I start talking about this too. Same thing. I was letting him take bites off of Buddy and Joker, and I could sense that this guy didn't, he kept talking about what he had done in the past. I've been around, you don't know, He was so convinced that he was God's gift, it wasn't even funny. And now he's taken 2 years to learn and grow with another puppy. I won't say the breed because that'll identify him, because he's got a little bit of an off breed that everybody would know what it was, and they'd tie into who he is. But he's now at a stage that I've got some respect for it. He's still in it. It's been 2.5 years, whatever it's been, maybe 3 years since he started to have this. He was, I'm doing seminars, this kind of shit. And I just shut him down when he did that. He told me he was going to go do seminars. I said, that's it, we're done. But they all do it. They all come in and start thinking they know everything. Or let's say they come work with me for 6 months, right? And then I'm a dog trainer, they go out and they think they know everything. It's the wrong thing. That's the wrong thing. I always tell kids, at least give it 2 years working with a facility. Don't go in and just think, and then 3 or 4 months go by and you've got just an idea of what's going on, and then you go poof and hang out a shingle. I would say 2 years, right? It would give you enough of a start that then you would be kind of quasi-legal to go ahead and hang a shingle out, right? So, all right, so we're bellying everybody up to the bar, slow but sure. The sun is coming through my little window now, so our lighting is changing. Ooh, we got some hulks in here. There's another small one. I got to try to spot the small ones. I probably should have put that one on a tit. Smaller than the rest is all. It's not that it's small or frail or anything. It's just smaller than the rest. Those 2 first ones that I put, they are the smallest in the batch. And this is one of the big bones. This guy is huge. He's a hulk. You can feel the girth. And he's going to be a big boy, right? A boy or girl, I'm not sure, but... And then they go bellying up to the bar. I got to get in there and go there, boom. And that's what it's all about. They start changing. They're starting to open their mouths and mess with each other a little bit more. I was laughing yesterday. I was watching, again, I spend a lot of time up here just observing their development, right? That's the stage I'm in right now, just observing their development. So I'm sitting up here, and there was a puppy sitting in front of Mom. And Mom took her paw and put it on the top of the dog's back, and the puppy's back. And she had her paw, and it started to irritate the puppy. So the puppy, and it kind of snapped at her. I started laughing. I wish I could have caught it on film. It was such a bitchin' thing. So, yeah. Look at this one. Head down right in the middle of the pack, just digging for that tit, because the tit's on the bottom pile, right? On the bottom, and then you got another set that's on the top. And whenever she's laying sideways, and then you see a puppy do this, right? See that one? That cracks me up, boy. Love to see it. Now you get into it where the pack's all there, and they go, this is survival of the fittest, nosing their way into that tit and bumping the other one out of the way. And so you got to be observant and know what's going on. So you see the puppies that may not be getting as much milk, may need a little bit more sustenance than the other ones. That's why I put those other 2 out there first. You let them have the liberty of having a good drink for the first 5 minutes, right? They still grabbing on a tit, maybe not. The other ones bumped them out of the way, right? Gotta love it. All right, Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training, signing off. Have a good day, guys.